Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Wanted to share with you a rather large stack of physical media sent to me by Mill Creek Entertainment, a mixture of DVD and Blu-ray releases that are either out already right now or are soon to be released here within the next month or two. So let's get started with the most problematic of these releases. And is there anything more problematic than this little guy, the problem child? I try to not get the glare from the DVD case so you can actually see it. Now this is a DVD double feature of Problem Child and Problem Child 2. And let's see, what year was Problem Child? I think it was 1990. Yes, 1990 and 1991. I remember I was a freshman in high school in 1990. And I remember my siblings really enjoyed, my younger siblings really loved Problem Child, but I feel like we watched it a million times, but I don't remember a lot of it. I remember kind of in my head, like feeling like it was sort of akin to throwing on Home Alone, you know, with the rambunctious young little boy running around wreaking havoc and causing trouble. Now the sequel, I remember even less. And who was in the sequel? It looks like the same cast was in the sequel. The first one was rated PG. The sequel, Problem Child 2, rated PG-13. So PG and PG-13. And so it'll be interesting to revisit these. I plan to go through all of these that I'm sharing with you today and do proper reviews as we go along, either here at the YouTube channel and or at the website moviesanddrinks.com. Up next is a new horror film. This is called Pasture. Fear is a prison of the mind. In this Lynchian nightmare, a woman seeking treatment for her schizophrenia is taken captive by a deranged doctor and subjected to illegal experimentation. Her every attempt at escape is blocked by those around her, as she loses touch with her already infirm grip on reality. So another thing I like about Mill Creek Entertainment is they release this kind of obscure, independent, indie style horror and things that I don't even know exist. In fact, this one is, I'm trying to read the date with my bad eyes and bad lighting I have here. And it looks like it's 2020 or looks like 2021 release. So this is a brand new movie. Directed by Sean Hardaway. So anyway, on DVD, Pasture. Up next, now this one I remember from, what was it, mid-90s? Yes, 1994, 95. The short-lived television series, The Critic, from the producers of The Simpsons. It starred John Lovitz as the animated Jay Sherman, a New York movie critic and cable television host who is forced to review the most pathetic films, which he always rates as it stinks. So I'm looking forward to rewatching The Critic. It's been many, many years. And I think there was a previous DVD release of this out. And this is a new release, meaning they put it back in print. So Mill Creek helping keep the TV on disc fans happy with a re-release of The Critic. There's a look at the back. If you want to pause any of these to take a quick look at the description and the art on the back of some of these. Okay, moving to some Blu-rays that are coming out. We got Denzel Washington and Ryan Reynolds in Safe House. And this one was, what year was this? 2000? Gosh, I don't remember. So many years and so many films flooding my mind. No one is safe for the past year. Rookie CIA agent Matt Weston, played by Ryan Reynolds, has been eager to prove himself while cooling his heels at an inactive South African post. He gets the chance when Tobin Frost, because I can't read, played by Denzel Washington, a turncoat operative is brought to Weston's safe house for debriefing, but soon after Frost's arrival, mercenaries attack, and Weston and Frost barely escape with their lives. The two men must join forces to stay alive long enough to figure out Who Wants Them Dead. So this was a Universal release. Directed by Daniel Espinosa. And I'm trying to find the date on when this one came out. And I just can't. Man, the type is so small. You know what? In my regular job, I'm a writer for, I'm a journalist writer for online publications, and I think I'm staring at a computer screen for probably 10 hours a day with my regular job and along with everything else. And so what winds up happening is I have to really refocus to try to see this small type on the at the bottom of these packages, and sometimes I just can't see it. So anyhow, you got Safe House, okay? Up next, from Universal as well. I'm trying to look for the date on it, and of course I can't see it, but we've got Alpha Dog. Okay. Inspired by true events, they grew up together in suburbs of LA, living their own version of the American dream, with every day a blur of partying and looking for the next thrill. Justin Timberlake, Sharon Stone, and Bruce Willis. So, I think I saw this in chunks and pieces over the years and never really watched it all the way through. So I'm really looking forward to checking out Alpha Dog in an actual sit down and enjoy the movie type of way. Same goes for Finding Forrester with Sean Connery. This was from 2000. I do remember this vaguely. A talented 16-year-old basketball player in New York City whose secret passion is writing. Connery plays a reclusive Pulitzer Prize-winning novelist who never gave the world a second novel. After an accidental meeting, Forrester becomes Jamal's unlikely mentor. So I do have vague memories of this one. And again, this is what I like about Mill Creek, is that they put out these films that you probably saw once a long time ago when they came out. And they weren't huge hits, most of these, and they're not crazy independent genre films that people sort of, ironically like to laugh at these days, and that other boutique releasing labels are able to sell. Instead, they put out a lot of this stuff that we watched back in the day that we haven't even thought about since then. In other words, it's just a regular movie that came along that many of us don't remember. So that's one of the cool things I am really enjoying about the output of Mill Creek Entertainment during these most recent years. Now they have, let's see, three more Blu-rays in this batch, and they are all double features, okay? So the first one is The Adjustment Bureau and The Good Shepherd, both of which stars Matt Damon. In the first one, The Adjustment Bureau, do we control our destiny or do unseen forces manipulate us? Matt Damon stars in the thriller The Adjustment Bureau as a man who glimpses the future fate has planned for him and realizes he wants something else. On the brink of winning in the U.S. Senate, politician David Norris, played by Damon, meets beautiful contemporary ballet dancer Elise, played by Emily Blunt, a woman like none he's ever known. And then you have the second film, The Good Shepherd, Matt Damon, Angelina Jolie, Robert De Niro, a powerful thriller about the birth of the CIA. And so PG-13 and rated R respectively. So there's a look at the back. Trying not to spend too much time on information from these. I kind of just want to let you know that they're out there if you're interested, so you can check them out. Up next, we've got a double feature featuring Jamie Foxx. We've got Miami Vice and The Kingdom. Miami Vice, of course, from, I believe, 2006, which was sort of his revision, Michael Mann's revision of his 1980s TV series, Miami Vice, which was one of my favorites. And then The Kingdom with Jamie Foxx, Chris Cooper, Jennifer Garner and Jason Bateman. Let's see, a high-intensity thriller about a team of elite FBI agents sent to Saudi Arabia to solve a brutal mass murder and find a killer before he strikes again. Again, I vaguely remember The Kingdom, but I think I enjoyed The Kingdom. What year was The Kingdom? Well, you get it. You get the idea here, where I look for the year of these movies and I can't find them, or I can't read them because the type's too small. Up next, the double feature featuring Mark Wahlberg. So we've got Contraband as the first title. That's from 2012. And Fear was one of my favorites from back in the my college days, 1996. Contraband with Wahlberg as the legendary smuggler Chris Faraday, who's left his criminal past behind to be with his wife, played by Kate Beckinsale, and sons. When a ruthless drug kingpin threatens his family, Faraday must summon his old skills and contracts for one last run. And of course, in Fear, that's with Reese Witherspoon, and also William Peterson, Alyssa Milano, and Amy Brenneman were also in Fear. I'll just read the description, since that's what I'm doing. First love can be innocent or intense, intoxicating or insatiable. Wahlberg, Witherspoon, Milano star in Fear, the riveting suspense thriller about a passionate romance that soon becomes a deadly obsession. And, man, I haven't watched, I think I have the VHS of Fear, but I haven't watched it in many, many years. So there you go. This is the Mark Wahlberg double feature. So a lot of themed double features by actor here in this slate of Mill Creek releases. Okay, next we've got, here's one more Blu-ray. It looks like TV on Blu-ray, the complete season 1 of Sonic Boom. Now, I have no idea. I didn't even know this was a thing, Sonic Boom. So this is a TV show, apparently. It's the Sonic you haven't seen before, an ensemble comedy that pokes fun at action-adventure storytelling, but still manages to deliver plenty of adrenaline. Wherever he goes and whatever he's up against, Sonic the Hedgehog is aided by his sidekick Tails and his friends Knuckles, Amy, and Sticks, and of course, attacked by his arch nemesis, Dr. Eggman. Now this, I assume, is probably a fairly recent animated series. I don't know where it airs. This is from Encircle Entertainment, so this doesn't even have the Mill Creek logo on it. So Mill Creek, I believe, or the company that owns Mill Creek, is helping to distribute this for Encircle. So there you go, Sonic Boom, the complete season 1, over 9 hours. So if you need to sit the kids down for an entire work shift plus the lunch break, this might be the one to do it. Okay, that's all the Blu-rays. Now back for a couple more DVDs. And the first one up, this is a fun one. 8 movie collection, Bruce Willis. Okay, is that what it's called? No, it just says 8 movie collection, but they're all Bruce Willis. And so if you got somebody who's a Bruce Willis fan, man, and they're not, I don't know, they don't do streaming, or they just want a couple discs to be able to throw on whenever they want because they love Bruce Willis movies. Man, 8 movies in this collection. And they are Sunset from, gosh darn, 1988. Hudson Hawk from 1991. From 2000, The Whole 9 Yards. You've got Mortal Thoughts with Demi Moore. Perfect Stranger with Bruce and Halle Berry. The Jackal, I think that was from the late 90s. Yeah, 97. And that had Bruce Willis and Richard Gere, along with Sidney Poitier. Mercury Rising, another late 90s action flick that also starred Alec Baldwin. And finally, the 8th film on the set is Alpha Dog. The next one is another 8 movie collection by one of our favorites, one of my favorites, of course, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Now, they've released a lot of Van Damme movies over the last several years, Mill Creek has. And in this set, you get Street Fighter, The Quest, Maximum Risk, Double Team, Knockoff, Universal Soldier, The Return, one of the sequels from 1999, Second in Command, and The Hardcore. Now, let's see here. Yep, all 8 movies. All 8 of these are Van Damme starrers. So they could have called this some sort of Van Damme collection, but it too is just an 8-movie collection. But either way, you got a Van Damme fan in your life, this might be a good thing to give to them. Finally, the last thing that Mill Creek sent in this batch, and this is, Mill Creek has been releasing a lot of documentaries that, I don't know if they are, I think they just licensed them from independent producers. This one is called Becoming Evil: Serial Killers of the Old West. And this sounds interesting. American serial killers are hardly a phenomenon confined to the 20th and 21st centuries. The Old West was a well-known time of lawlessness, a time when serial killers stalked the mountains, prairies, and deserts of North America. A time when men like Billy the Kid, Jesse James, John Wesley Hardin, and the Kentucky Cannibal left a trail of victims strewn across the landscape. The ruthlessness of their murders will shock in this feature-length documentary, which goes back into history to uncover the origins of evil during the Old West. So it looks like 2021 Center Communications. So it looks like a brand new documentary on, gosh, serial killers of the Old West. That sounds really interesting. Here's a quick look at the back. And try to get the glare off for you. There's the description if you want to pause that and get my thumb out of the way and read that. So there you go. Now, some of these I think are available on Mill Creek's Movie Spree, which is their online streaming service. So if you want to check that out, moviespree.com. And that is it. That is this whole stack here. Look at that. From Mill Creek Entertainment. They saved up a bunch before sending them out to me. So just wanted to pop on here and let you know what's coming up and what may already be out there. But I think most of these are about to come out and hit stores, or you can also find them on online at stores like Amazon and wherever you shop for your physical media, as well as Mill Creek product also ends up in a lot of stores like your Walmarts and Targets and things like that. So, all right, visit moviesanddrinks.com for more movie reviews and discussion, and visit us at patreon.com/popretro. And I will see you again with the next video coming right up.